Welcome back. We are in the top of the third. It's still 3-1 Blues. Vince Martinez led off the inning by flying out to left. Samuelson singled to right. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Throw on to first from Perez. Checks on him. 1 ball and 1 strike as A.J. Esperanza is at the plate, batting with 1 man on and 1 out in the top of the third, facing Perez for the second time today. A.J. singled in his first at-bat against him. Esperanza takes ball 2. Esperanza, who was the winning run in the game against the Oaks on Friday, 2-run homer. Esperanza coming through in the clutch for the second time in 1 week. That one's sent out to left. And under it is Correa, who's been busy in this one, catching fly balls, makes that one for the second out. That'll bring Grant Burton to the plate, who flew out to right in his first at-bat. And as always, apologies for the technical difficulties. This one on my end, my computer, not the Wi-Fi. But we're back. It's Burton now to bat with Samuelson still on first, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 away. Taking ball 1 in the dirt from Perez. One ball and no strikes to Burton, who takes a elevated fastball for ball 2. Two-0 to Burton. Swung on and missed strike 1. Grant, who homered yesterday, and that ended up being the deciding run. A solo shot to left. His second homer of the season. And it's his second hit as a Blue. That one's sent out to left center. That one's going back at the track, at the wall. It is caught. And when Burton makes contact, it goes a long way. That one not long enough. He's got 2 flyouts, but his homer yesterday, his second hit as a Blue. He's got 2 hits as a Blue. Both are homers. Unable to add number 3 to his total. In that half of the inning, we will head to the bottom of the third now. It's 3 flyouts that set the Blues down in that half. And we will head now to the bottom of the third, and the Oaks bats trying to chip away at a 2-run deficit that they face, and they will be facing still. Mike Gutierrez set to start his third inning of work, and after giving up the solo homer to Gregory, he has set 5 straight Oaks down, 3 strikeouts mixed in there as he struck out the side in the bottom of the second. He'll be facing JT Naviak to start us out as we enter the bottom of the third. 3-1 ball game here on Independence Day. Hope you're having a good 4th of July. Thanks for being with us and making us a part of it. Here's the shortstop, JT Naviak, who is batting 1 spot lower in the lineup than we saw on Friday. Naviak went 0 for 3 in Friday's game against the Blues. So the shortstop faces Gutierrez for the first time today and this season, taking strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Fouled off to the right side. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes as Gutierrez is ahead on Naviak. That one swung on and missed. The pitch in the dirt. Shell digs it out of there. Throws to, or Esperanza digs it out of there. Throws to Shell at first. and that's the first out, completing the strikeout. Gutierrez has struck out now 4 straight Oaks. Here's Austin Carrillo, left fielder, and we saw Austin. He singled. He went 1 for 3 against the Oaks, or against the Blues, excuse me, back on Friday. Average of .333 for the man hitting in the 9-hole. He'll show bunt and pull away and take ball 1. So Gutierrez has struck out 4 straight Oaks, 3 swinging, 1 looking. There's 1 away. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, and it's 3-1 Blues. Carrillo's first at bat looks at ball 2. Fastball from Gutierrez a bit too high. Grounded foul to the right side. It's 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd, no one on. Carrillo looks at ball 3. Has taken 4 walks this season. (3-1). Ooh. Carrillo threw his bat, thought it was ball 4, but he'll have to stay in and await a payoff pitch. Did look high, but called for strike 2. He'll stand in with the count full, 1 away, no one on, bottom of the 3rd. Thinking he had his 5th walk of the season. He'll have to stand in and try for maybe an 11th hit. Gutierrez gets the sign from Esperanza, and here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball. He'll take a walk. It is indeed his 5th of the season. And now we'll work our way back to the top of the lineup in Reagan Burford, who is the first strikeout victim of the day for Gutierrez. Got 5 on the day so far, giving him now 16 on the season. Looking to take over the team lead in that category. He'll have to chase Matt Sox down, who sits at... I'll have to get that number. It's high, though. Check swing taken for ball 1. Carrillo's at first. He just walked. This is the second at-bat for Burford. Fouls 1 off to the right side. It's 1-1. Matt Sox has 30 strikeouts in his 4 starts. Caden Sheedy second with 21. Gutierrez now sitting at 16, excuse me. Runner takes off for second. They've got him in a pickle. Throw from Shell on to second. He will be out. So Carrillo trying for a stolen base, out at second. And now there's 2 away for Burford with no one on. Count is 1-1. High ball 2. Now there's no one on. And We saw in last night's ball game the way it ended. A line out to third was caught by Samuelson. Jonas Sebring, who was the pinch runner, thought the ball was going to land for a hit, or at least a fair ball. Took off of first base, swung on and missed strike two. And Samuelson threw on to first to complete a double play that ended the game. Early base running mistake as Carrillo was trying for his third stolen base this year. Instead, now it's Burford batting in a 2-2 count. There's 2 outs, and that's ball 3. Burford with the average at 289. Tied for third on the team in hits. He got 4 of those in one game, including his only homer in the game he hit for the cycle. That one's hit out to right. Ranging back is Burton. It's in foul ground, and we'll do it all over again. 3-2 to Reagan Burford. Picks up bat. Chris Torres applying some extra balls for the home plate umpire. We'll wait a payoff pitch from Gutierrez to Reagan Burford. Already 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Ball 4, and it's the second walk of the inning for Gutierrez. Now it'll be Burford safe at first for Gregory, the man who already homered. It's 3-1. The reason the Oaks have won is because of this man at the plate now. Gregory, a solo homer that came in the bottom of the first with 1 away. Score still 1. Two outs, 1 man on. That's Reagan Burford. For Gregory, who was 1 for 1 with a solo homer. Gutierrez trying to pick off Burford, and that one was close. There's 2 away. We're in the bottom of the third still. And this is Gregory's second time facing Gutierrez, lefty on lefty. Gregory won the first matchup and took him deep. Breaking pitch. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Gutierrez stares down first base and delivers a breaking ball for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. That's strike 1. Burford thought about going for second. Gutierrez airing down first base, not just simply checking there, as the left-hander can do, throwing from his side of the mound. Quickly comes set. Delivers a 2-1. Outside ball 3. Gutierrez, who's already walked 2 in the inning. Has Gregory in a 3-1 count. And we'll see what he throws to the man who has already homered off him. And for the second time this inning, a Oaks bat thinks he has ball 4, and home plate umpire taking his time with the balls and strikes calls. Call strike 2. Count will be full. Gregory will await a payoff pitch now. Payoff pitch. Runner takes off, and that one is skied out to center. Cermak will come in and make the catch to retire the side. Gutierrez walks around 2 walks, gets Gregory to fly out to center, and that's it for us through 3. 3-1 our score. Blues with the lead. Their bats will be up and try to tack on in the top of the 4th. When we come back, it'll be a 4th inning of work for Brian Perez, who settled down and finally did not allow the Blues to score in the 3rd. We will head to the top of the fourth now. It will be Ryan Fenn, who has been hit by a pitch already, set to lead off the inning for the Blues. When we come back, thanks for hanging out, spending your 4th of July with us. Happy Independence Day from myself and the Blue Streaming Network. I'll be right back. As promised, it's Ryan Fenn leading off the top of the fourth for the Blues, facing Perez for the second time today. The first time he faced him, that was in the top of the second. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. So Fenn is leading off for the second time in this inning, in this game, excuse me. Perez looks in and delivers the first pitch to the right-hander. Breaking pitch that is fouled to the right side above the Blues dugout. Blues visiting dugout. Fenn with the average of 206. Lined into left, and that'll drop for a base hit. Good piece of hitting from Ryan Fenn. Pulls one into left, and it drops. He has reached in both plate appearances. One after being hit by a pitch, and now he'll single. Bringing Mercado to the plate, who laid down a bunt when Fenn reached in his first plate appearance to advance him to second. We'll see if the situation calls for the same approach. Mercado, who had 2 singles in last night's ball game, went 2 for 3. Throw over to first, checks on Fenn. He'll be safe. Mercado with the average going up now at 250. Bats with Fenn on first and no one out. We're in the top of the fourth here in Thousand Oaks. Fenn takes off for second. Pitch is taken for a ball. Fenn will be caught stealing. Fenn was trying for that 4th stolen base this year. He's caught at second, and now the bases are empty for Mercado as he took ball 1. Ruben fouls one out of play, and it's 1-1. One from Perez to Mercado is lined to Smith at third. He'll throw on, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, number 21, Ryan Cermak.
Here's Cermak now, whose bat has heated up yet again after the average was just about 4 days ago in the 280s. It has gone all the way back up, and he is hitting .301, trying to chase down Shell and Grotto for their total hits on the season. Ryan with 25 now, takes ball 1, has had some really good at-bats. The strikeouts still higher than he would like, leads the team with 20 punch-outs, but the RBI total back up 17, as he did not have one in 4 games, plated 2 key ones in the comeback win against the Oaks on Friday. Take strike 1, and the count is even. There's 2 away and no one on. We're in the top of the fourth, and it's 3-1 Blues. Cermak lines one into center for a single, and another hit for Cermak. As he continues to look more comfortable at the plate, he has now walked, grounded out, and singled.
Now batting, number 15, Mason.
He's already always comfortable at the plate. Mason Grotto, who's 2 for 2 with 2 RBI singles. This will be his 3rd plate appearance, his 2nd time hitting with Cermak already on. And the last time this situation occurred, Cermak and Grotto would drive him in. Cermak thinks about stealing. Strike one is called. No balls, one strike to Grotto. There's 2 outs, and Cermak, who just singled, is safe at first. Oh, and 1. Cermak will take off for second, and Arrows behind the plate cannot make the transition from glove to hand cleanly enough. It is another stolen base for Cermak, his second in this game, giving him now 8 on the season. He's tied, or now he's just 1 behind Mason Grotto, who also has a stolen base in this one. 3 stolen bases already for the Blues. Cermak now with 8 on the season. A healthy lead as he teased Perez, forcing him to step off and forcing him to head back into second. Count is 1-1 to Mason Grotto. Cermak is in scoring position. Grotto hits one out to center, and Sandoval will get under this one, find himself in right center, and make the catch for the 3rd out. And Perez retires the side, holding the Blues scoreless for a second straight inning. It'll be Mike Gutierrez still on the mound for the Blues, trying for his longest start of this season. We've seen him go 4 2/3 already. That was the longest start he's had in his last start in a 1-run victory against Humboldt. Trying to get through 5 and hold the Oaks to just 1 run that he surrendered, and that was a Zach Gregory solo homer. And he'll be facing Grant Smith to lead us off in the bottom of the 4th. Our score 3-1. Blues still with the lead here on Independence Day. Happy 4th. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you for the bottom of the on the Blue Streaming Network. Bottom of the 4th underway, as promised. Grant Smith to lead us off. His second at bat, against Mike Gutierrez. He's 0 for 1 against him. He grounded out to him back in the 1st. 0 for 1 today. Smith takes strike 1, and it is a 286 average that Grant brings into this one. Prone to the punch out. 11 on the season. Breaking pitch outside. Ball 1. Sharp curveball drops in for strike 2. One and 2 the count to Grant Smith. That's with no one on and no out. We're in the bottom of the 4th in a 3-1 ball game. That one low and in the dirt. Count even now at 2-2. Smith, who is tied for the team lead in doubles. Him and Arrows both have 4. Line to left, but foul. Count and situation remain the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Grant Smith. No one on and no outs. Oaks starting out their bottom half of the 4th. Swung on and missed strike 3. Smith down on strikes. That's now 6 for Mike Gutierrez, and he will face the dangerous Brendan Bobo, first baseman, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Average at .333 for Brendan. Again, leading the team in hits. Tied for the lead in RBIs now. Burford has caught up to him to tie him at 12. They're the only two with double-digit Ribby numbers. That one's sent out to center. Cermak ranges on, can't make the catch. And Bobo will try for 2. He'll round first and be into second with a stand-up double. Bobo doubles. It is the second hit of the day for the Oaks. Both have been at the extra base variety. First coming from Zach Gregory. Bobo now is safe at second with 1 away for Foreman in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 our score. Blues with the lead. That one's lined to Mercado at short. And there's 2 away.
Now batting number 7, Anson Arrows.
Anson Arrows at the plate, already 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bats with Bobo still on second. Now there's 2 away. And Gutierrez just an out away from holding the Oaks scoreless for a 3rd consecutive inning. That one is swung on and missed through for strike 1. First game at Cal Lutheran, first game in TO for the Blues. 3-game road losing streak. The overall losing streak was snapped against this team on Friday. That one at Sinsheimer Park. One and one. Gutierrez checks second and deals. Breaking pitch. Ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike. That one's lined left. Grotto will play it on a hop. Is Bobo, and he will. It's an RBI single, and our score now is 3-2.
Now batting number 14, Raul Sandoval.
So Arrows adds to his season RBI total. He's now got 3. That was his 6th hit. And the average of 313 will climb for the Oaks catcher, who is safe at first. And that'll bring Raul Sandoval to the plate. There's 2 outs and 1 on. That one is fouled off of the face mask of AJ Esperanza. He's not phased. It's 0-1. And Chris Torres retrieves the foul ball. I guess that's his job today. Torres, who pitched for the Oaks yesterday, went 5 full, got the win. Two away. Gutierrez throws over to first, checking on Arrows. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Gutierrez gets ahead firmly on Sandoval as that one is fouled off. There's 2 away. Arrows has made it 3-2, courtesy of his RBI single, bringing in Bobo, who doubled. But Gutierrez a strike away from ending this inning. And on the doorstep of striking out Sandoval for the 2nd time today. Here's no 2. That one is hit to Fenn at second. He'll play it on a 2-hop and Oaks get one back on the RBI single from Arrows. It is 3-2. We will head to the top of the 5th. Our score 3-2. And the Blues have been playing close ones. They played a close one against this team that they won. The trend might as well not change. It is July 4th, and we are happy to have you with us and making us a part of your Independence Day. We really appreciate it. Here on the Blue Streaming Network, I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you for the top of the 5th here in Thousand Oaks. Don't go anywhere. Three to two our score as we enter the top of the 5th. That'll be Austin Shell to lead things off for the SLO Blues. 15 wins through their first 20 games, snapping a 3-game losing streak against this team. That was on Friday, won last night in front of the biggest crowd all year, 1,800 people. Were at Sinsheimer Park last night. It was electric. It was fitting that the game was close. People had a lot to yell and scream about. And then they got a firework after a Blues victory. Also, by the score of 5-4, our score 3-2. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks, who delivers ball 1 to Shell, is Evan Gray, right-hander out of University of Arkansas, teammate of Heston Toll, teammate of Miller Plyman. Stands 6'4". Shell fouls that one off. It's 1-1. 2-0 on the season, as this is his 4th appearance. The ERA a bit high, 6.75. He has pitched 4 full innings, has struck out 9, but walked 6 in the process. Has Shell in a 1-1 count, and now a 2-1 count as that one is bounced to the plate. Out to left center, going back at the track and at the wall. It is gone. Wait, no? Caught? Oh, missed that one. Caught. My mistake.
Now batting number 4.
Out number 1
Martinez.
for Vince Martinez. Shell flew out to center. He did not homer. Here's the first pitch to Martinez. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Oh and 1. Ball one. Second pitch that Gray has bounced to the plate. Martinez already with an RBI. That came on a ground out back in the first. Flew out to left in his last at-bat. So 0 for 2. But the 1 RBI for Martinez now grounds this one to Naviak at short. He'll get to first, and there's 2 away. Still 3-2. And that'll bring Tate Samuelson to the plate, who bats with no one on and 2 out. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Has reached in both his plate appearances. First pitch to Tate in there for strike 1. So Gray has quickly gotten 2 outs. Fly out of Shell, who did not homer, and Martinez, who grounded out to short. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Foul tipped, and it's still 0-2. Samuelson looked at strike 1, swung on and missed through strike 2. Makes contact with that one. Count still 0-2. No one on, 2 outs. Our score is still 3-2. Blues with that lead that they've had since the second inning. Elevated fastball is a bit inside. It's 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Gray comes in relief of Brian Perez, who went through 4 full, gave up 3 runs, but Gray enters the game and has himself a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th now. Oaks bats will be up, trying to chip away. They've done so far and did so in the last inning, plating 1 to make it 3-2. It'll be Mike Gutierrez, who, after getting through 4, will try to get through 5 and maintain the 1-run lead for the Blues. We are in Thousand Oaks, Cal Lutheran University, George Anderson Field. Happy to have you along with us on this 4th of July. Last night was a lot of fun at Sinsheimer Park. Capacity crowd, more than capacity. We ran out of seats. 1,800 people that watched a Blues victory 5-4 over the Saints. The crowd that was also massive the day before in my personal favorite game of the year, in which this man that's doing the catching now hit a 2-run go-ahead homer in the bottom of the 8th. If you haven't seen our interview with AJ and Kyle Wish, who started that game, go check that out. That was a fun one. Everyone was in good spirits after that one. And they're back at it, riding a 2-game win streak and trying to snap a 3-game losing streak just on the road. They've won 2 in a row, but both at home. And it's a team that looks really comfortable hitting at home. They look like themselves on the road. Now in back-to-back games in the first and second inning, if we're combining the last 2 games, they've scored 7 runs in the first 2 innings of these ball games, giving themselves an early lead and giving Mike Gutierrez, the man on the mound, an early cushion. It stands at 1 run now, and he faces JT Naviak for the second time today. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout against him. Swung on and missed, or foul tipped into the glove. Strike 1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. That one just outside, and Esperanza nods his head. It's the pitch they wanted and where they wanted it. Just did not induce a swing. One and 2. Fouled away. And Naviak will stay alive in the count, which remains the same at 1 and 2. There's no one on and no one out. We're in the bottom of the 5th in a 3-2 ball game. Hit to Mercado at short. Plays it on a hop and throws to first. There's one away.
Now batting number 17, Austin Carrillo.
Here's Austin Carrillo, who in his first at-bat walked. That was his 5th walk of the year. That was the first of many interesting strike calls from our home plate umpire today, where he takes his time on a pitch that Carrillo thought was outside, called strike 2. And then on a pitch that we thought was strike 3, called ball 4. Interesting appearance for Carrillo. And we'll see what the called balls and strikes look like in this AB. Gutierrez delivers. Strike 1. Carrillo again kind of saying, okay, sure, maybe. On the strike call, no balls, 1 strike. There's 1 away. And no one on. A 1. Breaking pitch. Strike 2. That was a good pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, and 2 to Austin Carrillo. Breaking pitch that did not break. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line to Shell at first, and it's caught for the second out.
Now batting number 1, Reagan Booper.
Burford, who was part of the second consecutive walk back in that 3rd inning that had men on 1st and 2nd, and the Oaks were threatening. Gutierrez then got Gregory to fly out to center to stop the rally. He'll deliver strike 1 to Burford, who struck out in the 1st, again walked in the 3rd. In an 0-1 count, there's no one on and 2 outs. Burford stands in with his red bat, awaits the second pitch. It's fouled out of here, 0-2. Outside ball 1. I was just talking to Max over here. It looks like Burford's using obviously a red bat. Looks like a miniature bat. He is choked up on it. 2-strike approach. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on and 2 out in a 3-2 ball game. Gutierrez gets him to break that bat, and Mercado tries to backhand it. Throw on to first, not in time. Single.
Now batting number 41.
Really?
Zach Gregory.
On the broken bat swing, Burford will be safe on an E6. Will that E6? Here's Gregory, the man who homered back in the 1st. 1 for 2 with a homer and a fly out to center. Throw on to first. Checks on Burford. So he's reached for the 2nd time today. He reached on a walk in the 3rd and reached on an error just now. Mercado trying to backhand 1. Did not get it into his glove. Throw not in time. After checking on Burford at first, here's the first pitch to Gregory, who lines 1 past the head of the first base coach of the Oaks, and it's 0-1. So for Gutierrez now, this is officially matches the longest he's gone in any ball game. And that will get him through 5 full. end with the lead. Throw on to first. Checking again on Burford. He's still safe. No balls, one strike to the second baseman, Zach Gregory. Gutierrez is thrown over there again, and Burford is still safe. On the season, Burford has 3 stolen bases. Gutierrez trying to make sure it stays at that number. 0-1. Outside, ball 1. Looked at for ball 2. Elevated fastball. Taken for ball 3. Runner on first is Reagan Burford. He reached on an E6 by Mercado. Tried to backhand a play. Ground ball to him. Killed out to right. Absolutely massacred. That one is gone. I wish I was lying this time, but it is a 2-run home run, the second of the game for Zach Gregory. And the Oaks have the lead at 4-3. Giving Gregory now 2 homers. The homer back in the first was his first this season. He has his second in his third at-bat of this game. It's 4-3, and that brings Grant Smith to the plate. 0 for 2. So Zach Gregory, average coming in of 174. He's homered twice. And Grant Smith takes ball 1. Fouled back, it's 1-1. A fastball coming in at 84. It's nice to see the miles per hour on these pitches out on the scoreboard. Appreciate that. Gutierrez, that fastball does top out in the mid-80s. Got good breaking stuff, though. And we'll see some of it there. That's sent out to left. Grotto ranges back and makes the catch. But not before Zach Gregory homers for the second time today. He's got 3 RBIs. And that 2-run bomb gives the Oaks the lead at 4-3. Blues trail for the first time today. We'll head to the top of the 6th, and they'll try to change that. It'll be Evan Gray still on the mound for the Oaks. When we come back, it is 4-3. Zach Gregory responsible for 3 of those 4 RBIs, courtesy of 2 homers. His first 2 homers this year. And the hitter who is averaging under 200 on the batting average this season is the reason the Oaks lead 4-3. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Blues trail for the first time today, and they're looking to change that. When we come back, I'll be back after a short break. Thanks for hanging on the Blue Streaming Network. Top of the 6th, 4-3, Oaks with the lead. Gray facing Esperanza for the first time today, who tries to lay a bunt down. It's foul. 0-1. Esperanza 1 for 2 with a single back in the first. Fly out to left back in the third. Looks at ball 1. 80-mile-an-hour pitch from Evan Gray. Esperanza now. This is his 25th at-bat of the season. Fouls that one off. It's 1-2. He's hitting .364. So when he started and when he's gotten the opportunity to catch, or DH for that matter, he's homered. He's driven in 9, 3 of which have won the Blues some games. Chokes up on the bat and fouls one off. In a 2-strike approach, it's still 1-2. There are no outs. It's 4-3. Oaks just took the lead on a 2-run Gregory home run to right. His second of the season, second of the game. And Esperanza leads us off in the top of the 6th. The Blues trail for the first time today. Trying to change that. That one is hit to Gregory, the man who has homered twice. He'll throw on to first for the first out.
Now batting number 24, Grant Burton.
Burton is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Homered in last night's ball game, ended up being the deciding run, 5-4. Popped up and out of play, 0-1. Burton, a guy who is, again, only 2 hits as a Blue, are 2 homers. No balls and 1 strike to the outfielder from Stanford. In the dirt, ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to Burton. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes as he looks at strike 2. There's no one on as Esperanza grounded out to Gregory at second. Burton now bats with no one on and 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th. It's 4-3. Oaks with the lead. Burton fouls one. It's still 1-2. Burton thought better of swinging at a 79-mile-an-hour breaking pitch from Gray, and the count will be even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two from Gray to Burton. Revved it up to 87 miles per hour. This poor guy, Fenn, if you remember, and I hate to bring it up again, but he was hit in the helmet by a pitch. Did not start for a couple games.
Ruben Mercado.
But talked to him, said he's all good. He's been cleared, but he's been hit by a pitch for the second time today. He's reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. That brings Mercado to the plate. And quickly, Arrows is going to have a chat with Gray. But Fenn, the guy that can't catch a break, has now been hit by a pitch. Three times this season, 2 in this game. First time was above the neck. But he's safe at first. Gray looks in and deals to Ruben Mercado. Fouls one off the right side. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Mercado, who's 0 for 2. Laid down a bunt to advance Fenn back in the second. Grounded out to third back in the fourth after Fenn was caught stealing. Arrows is prepared to throw to second if Fenn indeed try again. Meantime, it's 1-1 to Mercado. Here's a 1-1. Bounce to the plate, gets away. Fenn will take second. be in scoring position for Mercado, who's in a 2-1 count. And the tying run now at second. Oaks, who took the lead in the bottom of the fifth on a 2-run Gregory home run, his second of the day. They lead 4-3. Blues trail for the first time today. And Mercado trying to change that with Fenn, who was hit by a pitch in scoring position. And Mercado in a 2-1 count at the plate. In the dirt, ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike now to Mercado. Fenn's at second. That one is hit out to center. On a line, ranging back, is Sandoval to make the catch. And that was a dangerous one. Had to catch it over his shoulder and battle the sun, but he made it nonetheless. Mercado flies out to center. Rubens 0 for 3. Strands Fenn at second. Blues trail for the first time today. It is 4-3 Oaks, and they'll be looking to add some insurance to that lead when we come back for the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him when we come back on the other end of this break. A short break and be right back with you for the bottom of the 6th. And we'll introduce you to the new pitcher on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks for hanging out. Happy 4th. We'll enter the bottom of the 6th with the Blues trailing 4-3 to the Conejo Oaks, a team they've already beaten once this year. That came just 2 days ago on a Friday night in San Luis Obispo. This is our first trip to Thousand Oaks of the season, our first trip here to Cal-Lu, California Lutheran University. On the mound for the Blues, making his Blues debut, is John Kelly, right-hander out of New Jersey. John with the fastball topping out in the high 80s, coming in, and this will be his first appearance out of the pen. It'll be with
number 5, Brendan Bobo.
It'll be with the Blues trailing, and it'll be against the Oaks' best hitter who doubled in his last at-bat. So Kelly, chance to show what he's got out of the gate and try to keep this thing at a 1-run deficit for the Blues. Coming in at 15-5, Oaks at 8-5, third in the CCL South, Blues in second in the CCL South. Swung on and missed for strike one. Fastball at 86 mile an hour from John Kelly. Bobo 1 for 2 at that double. Came around to score. It was the first run scored for the Oaks in this game, courtesy of some arrows. 1-1 the count. Ball 2. So Kelly out of the pen, wearing number 37. Got to the Blues for the first time prior to that road trip. That took him to Irvine and Pasadena. Has now sat and watched 5 games and gets a chance to contribute now in a ever important game, playing the team that's right behind the Blues in the CCL Southern standings. 3-1 the count to Brendan Bobo. Hit high to right and foul. Count will be full. There's no outs and no one on. We're in the bottom of the 6th in a 4-3 ball game. Oaks with the lead. Blues scored 3 in the first 2 innings. Oaks would get 1, and then get 1 more. And it was 3-2, and then the 2-run homer by Gregory in the bottom of the 5th has given Conejo the lead. It is a full count to Brendan Bobo, and Kelly will deliver a payoff pitch. Fouled off to the left side. Still 3-2. Line to right and foul again. He's fouled 3 straight off and hit that one towards the Blues bullpen, I think. Had to get out of the way of that one. Hard hit foul ball. Count still 3-2. Bobo and Kelly in a battle. It's the first man Kelly's faced all season. His Blues debut. 5'11" right-hander out of New Jersey. Here's another payoff pitch. Fouled off again. Still 3-2. This will be the 9th pitch of this at-bat. Bobo has fouled up 4 straight off, yeah. Time called. Hit foul again. That one will take a couple bounces before it hits the Blues bullpen. Four to 3 Oaks with the lead. Kelly in his first at-bat, or in his first matchup with Brendan Bobo. This is going to be a 10-pitch at-bat. Here is the 10th. Fouled off to the right side. Longest at-bat we've seen this season came from Ruben Mercado. That was a 12-pitch at-bat that ended up in a sac fly and an RBI. This might be the longest against the Blues. This will be pitch number 11. From Kelly to Bobo. Kelly 4 and an 11-pitch at-bat results in a walk for Brendan Bobo as he wins that long battle between him and the right hand. He's reached in back-to-back plate appearances, and Coach Miller is quickly out there. Have a conversation with John Kelly. Don't expect to see a pitching change here. He'll still be in, of course, and Kelly will face TJ Foreman. So first at bat for Bobo against Kelly is an 11-pitch at bat that results in a walk. Foreman's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out to short. Bats with the leadoff man on at first. So there's one away, no outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 1-run ball game, 4-3. Oaks with the lead, and Kelly deals to Foreman. Already pitches into his day. Bobo threatens to steal. They'll take the leadoff out at second. This could be a double play. It is not. They'll take the out at second. So Bobo is off the base paths. And Foreman and him switch places at first.
Number 7, Anson Arrows.
Foreman reaches on the fielder's choice. And here is Anson Arrows. Drove in the first run of the day for the Oaks. Will face John Kelly for the first time today. So the way I was introduced to John Kelly, we were on the bus back from Pasadena to SLO. We stopped at an In-N-Out here in this city. We stopped at an In-N-Out in Thousand Oaks. It's about 10 minutes from here. And sat and ate for about 20, 30 minutes. We all got our burgers. We all got up and left. And John Kelly was sitting right behind me on the bus. And I was trying to sleep, but John gently woke me up and just said, "Hey, where was that? What city was that In-N-Out in that we just ate at?" I said, Thousand Oaks. He goes, "Okay, thank you." The other day I run into him in the dugout. He goes, "Hey, so the reason I asked you what city that In-N-Out was in, I left my phone in the bathroom." He had left his phone at the In-N-Out. And so I'm guessing on this trip, now we're in Thousand Oaks playing the Oaks. I'm guessing on this trip to TO, he had to get his phone. So our guy Max Lover, who took the bus with the team here, said that they did not stop at the In-N-Out in Thousand Oaks. But John has to have gotten his phone. I mean, we're back in TO, but after leaving his phone in TO, he'll face the Oaks. And as Foreman takes off for second base, Arrows fouls that first pitch off, and it's 0-1. So John Kelly, the man who left his phone at an In-N-Out in this city, is facing Arrows with 1 on and 1 out. No balls, 1 strike to the man who drove in the first run of the day for the Oaks. Kelly pump fakes to throw over to first to force Foreman to head back in. Reached on a fielder's choice. He took the lead-off run at second. 0-1 in the dirt. That one gets away, but Esperanza's gunning there. Foreman will be safe at second. One and one the count to Arrows. Foreman safe at second. That one's hit out to center. Cermak ranges on. Makes the catch on the warning track, and Foreman will tag and head into third. There's 2 away now for Raul Sandoval. And in the process of that at-bat taking place, I talked to our guys Sam Page and TJ Clarkson, who are right up along the press box to our left, and told us that our bus driver, Ty, who's awesome. Ty's a great guy. Drove to the In-N-Out, got John's phone, and recovered it and returned it to Mr. Kelly, who faces Sandoval for the first time today. Gets him to swing and miss through a low pitch, And it's 0-1. Sandoval 0 for 2 today with a strikeout looking and a ground out to second. Foreman's at it's 4-3 Oaks. There's 2 away in this bottom of the 6th. Fouled off to the left side, and it's 0-2. In the dirt, ball 1, and a good take by Sandoval. So Foreman, after reaching on a fielder's choice, swapped spots with Brendan Bobo. There was 1 away for Arrows, who flew out to center. And in the process, Foreman is at third. 1-2 roll. Sandoval makes contact and fouls it away. Still alive, 1-2. Kelly revving that fastball up to 92. One-two to Sandoval. Called strike 3, and he got him. Runner is stranded at third. Our score remains 4-3. And what was a much lengthier first inning for John Kelly than I'm sure he was hoping. He gets through some battles, some at-bats that took a while. Strands a runner at third. Does not give up a hit. Just walks the one man and keeps our score at 4-3. Oaks still with the lead as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. And John Kelly gets his first strikeout of the season. My mistake. We will head to the top of the 7th. That is it for us through 6. We'll head to the top of the 7th now. In a 1-run ball game, and we've been saying that as of late. Blues have not played a game this close on the road all year. Trying to think, because in the first game that was a bit close against the Saints back on the 23rd of June, Blues pulled away late. They scored 1 in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And in this most recent game against the Saints, in Pasadena, so the second most recent, a 7-run 4th made that one 5-1, and that would be the final. It'll be Evan Gray still out on the mound, pitching in relief of the Conejo Oaks. Blues bats will be up in the top of the 7th now, still trying to come back, only trailing by 1. It's 4-3. Happy Independence Day. Thanks for spending your Sunday afternoon with us on the Blue Streaming Network. Blues looking for their 16th win in the 21st game of this season. Just incredible how we have already hit the halfway point, and it's flying by because we're having a good time. And we'll be right back. It's the top of the 7th, and Gray delivers a high strike 1 to Ryan Cermak, the man who led off this ball game with a walk, then grounded out to short in the 2nd, singled back in the 4th. 0-1. Now 1-1 as that breaking ball ends up in the dirt. So Cermak, newly inserted into this leadoff spot, seems to have jump-started him. High and inside, and that takes Cermak off the plate. It's 2-1. No one on and no outs. We're on the top of the 7th. It's a 4-3 ball game. And Evan Gray pitching in his 2nd inning of relief. Cermak lines one down the line and left. It's fair. He will round first, and with that speed, be safe at 2nd with a double. Cermak doubles to lead off the top of the seventh, bringing Mason Grotto to the plate. There is no outs. We're at the top of the seventh, one-run ball game. Tying run is at second. Go-ahead run, and Mason Grotto is at the plate. First pitch to Grotto. Swung on, out into left, and drifting foul. And dropping, it'll be strike one to Mason. So Cermak doubles to lead off the top of the seventh. He's the tying run as the Blues trail 4-3. And Grotto, who's already driven in two in his first two at-bats, a chance to bring in a third. A one to Grotto. Hit out to left center. That'll drop in the gap. It'll be another RBI. Cermak will come around to score, and Grotto has a third RBI of this game. He has a double. Just incredible. 26 RBIs for Mason Grotto. He's gotten 3 in this game. It is tied. We are tied at 4-4. Grotto just hit his 9th double of the season. So him and Cermak trade places at second base. Cermak comes around to score on the Grotto double to left center. We are tied at 4. Brand new ball game brings Austin Shell to the plate with Grotto now at second and still no outs. First pitch to Shell is in there for strike one. Off-speed pitch at 76. So back-to-back doubles from Cermak and Grotto to lead off the top of the seventh have us tied at 4. And Shell is at the plate. He's 0 for 3 today, but a chance to make amends for all that with Grotto at second. And still nobody out in the top of the seventh, facing Evan Gray, who they've finally gotten to. Only allowed one runner to reach. That was Fenn. He hit him with a pitch. Got everyone else out. First pitch to Shell. Second pitch to Shell, excuse me. It's popped up. Ranging on is Gregory to make the catch. Grotto will not tag. He'll stay at second. It is a pop out to second for Shell, who is 0 for 4, and that'll bring Vince Martinez to the plate. Oh, pinch hitter. Pinch hitter, my mistake. It's TJ Clarkson. So TJ will hit in place of Vince Martinez, who was 0 for 3 with an RBI in the cleanup spot. That's a big at-bat. We are tied at 4. TJ, who we most recently saw pitch out of the bullpen, takes ball one in the dirt. Grotto heads back into second. Grotto, he's 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 2 via singles, 1 via a double. He's safe at second now. Clarkson at the plate awaits a 1-0 from Evan Gray, who just surrendered the lead. We're tied at 4. Swung on and missed half-heartedly, and it's 1-1. One and one is the count to TJ Clarkson, pinch hitting in place of Vince Martinez. In the cleanup spot, Gray comes set and delivers. Swings and misses through that one. Strike 2. Gray revving it up to 89 miles an hour. Fastest fastball we've seen him throw. Count is now 1-2. There is 1 out and 1 man on second. Brand new ball game at 4. Clarkson's first at-bat today, facing the righty, Evan Gray. That one's hit to Gregory at second. He'll toss to first. Grotto advances to third. And that'll bring Tate Samuelson to the plate. Go-ahead run for the Blues, just 90 feet away. And it'll be up to Tate Samuelson to bring him in, a man who's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles and a strikeout. Conversation taking place between Anson Arrows and Evan Gray, who is in his second inning of relief. He's gotten through 1 2/3 so far. And that'll bring Tate Samuelson to the plate. Tate with the average at 304, RBI total of 15. Check swing, and they'll say he went around. So it's no balls, 1 strike. To Tate Samuelson. Grotto is at third. We're tied at 4. There's 2 outs in the top of the 7th. That fastball from Gray is high, ball 1. 1-1 to Samuelson. Pops up. Arrows will have the catch. Pop out to the catcher ends the inning, stranding Grotto at third. But we are tied at 4, courtesy of Ryan Cermak and Mason Grotto trading doubles at the top of the 7th. Brand new ball game as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch here on the 4th of July here in Thousand Oaks, California. We are so happy to have you along with us. It's another good one. Don't go anywhere. We're tied at 4. Blues looking for their 16th win in 21 games. We've hit the halfway point of this season, and this is a big CCL South game. These teams neck and neck at 2nd and 3rd place. New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him when we come back. We're in the bottom of the 7th in a brand new ball game. It's 4-4. We're tied after Grotto brought in Cermak from 2nd. They traded doubles. And now pitching in relief is right-hander out of Arkansas, Miller Plyman. So both teams deploying relievers from Arkansas, University of Arkansas, that is. Plyman, who we haven't seen since he got a little touched up in Pasadena against the Saints. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs that none were earned. Samuelson takes a 1-hopper and throws to first to get Naviak to ground out. And there's 1 away quickly. And that's what we're used to seeing from Plyman. Miller coming in. So still not an earned run on the season. We have to specify. Plyman has still been terrific. Just in his last appearance, we saw some soft contact, a couple errors in that inning also not helping, but gave up 5 hits, quickly gives Naviak to ground out to third. So there's 1 away in the bottom of the 7th for Austin Carrillo, the man who has only reached on a walk. Miller Plyman showing bunt is Carrillo, pulls away, still takes strike 1. Oh, 1. Popped up in shallow left now. It's Samuelson making the catch for out number 2. 2 quick outs from Plyman. It's been so reliable out of the pen. ERA of 0 still. 4 runs given up in Pasadena last week were not earned, or earlier this week, I should say. It's Sunday. Look at that. Time flies. Blues will have a day off tomorrow. Here's Reagan Burford. Saw that a lot from him in his last at-bat. Fouling pitches off. It was an 11-pitch at-bat that led to a walk. Nope, that was Brendan Bobo. My mistake. Burford reached on an error back in the 5th. A 1 from Plyman to Burford. That's high and side to the point where it hits him.
And now batting for Conejo Oaks, number 41, Zach Gregory.
First time an Oaks player has been hit by a pitch. Well, here's the guy we got to watch for. It's Zach Gregory at the plate now, who has homered twice. Coming into this game, he did not have a homer. His batting average was 174, and he only had a couple RBIs. Solo shot in the first. 2-run bomb that gave them the lead temporarily in the 5th. We're tied at 4-4, brand new ball game, and he's facing Miller Plyman for the first time today. With 2 away, takes ball 1. Plyman just hit Burford, so he is safe at first. That is the first Oaks bat that's been hit by a pitch today. Ryan Fenn for the Blues has been hit twice. Gregory has homered twice. Here's a 1-0. That one is taken in the dirt for ball 2. For Miller, this is his 8th appearance. Longest he's gone is 2 1/3. Went 2 full in his last outing. Breaking pitch. In there, strike 1. 81 miles an hour on the curve. Last game pitched in relief of Matt Sox. That's usually where we have seen him. So Miller has not pitched since Thursday, has 2 days off. Now comes in, runner taking off for second. It's a ball, throw, and tag applied by Mercado. Not in time, and he'll be safe. It's 3-1 now. So after being hit by a pitch, Burford takes second. And it's a 3-run count to the man who's responsible for 3 of the 4 Oaks runs, courtesy of 2 homers. Lyman takes time, and we'll cycle through the signs one more time with A.J. Esperanza. Gregory takes ball 4. So not challenging the man that's homered twice. He will take first base on the base on balls. And that'll bring Grant Smith, who does not have a hit and has not reached in this ball game. Here comes pitching coach Dean Traynor to have a word with Miller Plyman, meeting of the minds on the mound before he faces Grant Smith. So after a quick meeting, Plyman gets set to deal his first pitch to Grant Smith, who's 0 for 3. There's runners on first and second now. It's Burford at second and Gregory at first, who has just walked. And that's ball 1 to Smith. So 1 ball and no strikes. The count to the Oaks third baseman. One 0. Ball 2. Smith trying to add to his RBI total of 7 on the season. Best chance the Oaks have had to score. Base hit could score Burford. We're tied at 4, and we're in the bottom of the 7th. That's ball 3. AJ tried to frame that one for Miller. 3-0 is the count to Smith. And if Miller was to load the bases, he'd have to get through Brendan Bobo. With 2 outs and a tie ball game and the bases loaded. But here's that 3-0 in the meantime, and that's strike 1. That one's over the heart of the plate. And Smith will see another pitch from Plyman. Three one. Grounded to Mercado at short. Throw over in time. And he got him. So Ruben taking his time and making that throw. Already having committed an error. That is a key out to end the inning and strand runners on first and second for the Oaks. Grant Smith is now 0 for 4 today, and we will head to the top of the 8th. Still tied at 4-4. It is another good one, and it is only fitting that we go into the top of the 8th, tied at 4 on July 4th. We're happy to have you along with us. Happy Independence Day. From myself, Zach Ibrahim, Max Lober, our statistician, and everyone with the Blues, thanks for joining us on the Blue Streaming Network. I'll be back at the top of the 8th. We're tied at 4, and we're going to head to the top of the 8th with a new pitcher on the mound for the Oaks. Nick Rinkover, left-hander, sophomore at Pierce College in Tarzana, California, hometown of West Hills for Nick. He's pitching in relief for the 4th time this season. ERA of 2.25 coming into today, 4 full innings pitched. But the longest he's gone in a 9-run loss that the Oaks suffered at the hands of the Saints back on June 29th.
And now batting for the Blues, number 5, AJ Esperanza.
Well, here's AJ. AJ Esperanza, 1 for 3 today. And every time we mention what he's done up until the late innings in ball games that he started, what hasn't really mattered tends to come through very clutch, very late. When needed, takes ball 1 from Rinkover. So this is Esperanza's 4th at-bat, quickly ahead in the count 2-0. And need I remind you that in the bottom of the 8th, it's Sinsheimer. He hit that go-ahead homer against the Oaks on Friday against a lefty. Rinkover delivers ball 3. All 3 pitches in the dirt to AJ. And will the man who has won 2 games for the Blues with his bat get something to hit in a 3-0 count? He will not. It's a 4-pitch walk of AJ Esperanza that will bring, I believe, a pinch hitter to the plate. It is Justin Trimble hitting in the place of Grant Burton for the first time today.
Now batting number 28, Justin Trimble.
Burton finishes his day 0 for 3. Trimble's first appearance in a while. We're tied at 4, so this is a biggie. And he bats with the leadoff runner on. That's Esperanza, who took a 4-pitch walk. That walk from Rinkover, just the 3rd he surrendered all season. He'll check first, and now the lefty will deal to the lefty, Trimble at the plate. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball at 74 miles an hour was cut on by Trimble, but he got all air. And it's Esperanza safe at first. Tied at 4 in another close game down the stretch. On the road. 1-2. Same pitch, same place, just 2 miles an hour slower on the breaking ball. Esperanza safe at first. Took a 4-pitch walk. Rinkover's ahead 0-2 on Justin Trimble, pinch hitting for Grant Burton. Swung on and missed. So Rinkover gets a key first out after he walked Esperanza. And with Fenn at the plate, he has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. He's been hit by a pitch twice and singled in between that. We'll see if the bunt is in play here. Fenn. Well, that one gets away, and Esperanza will advance anyway on a wild pitch. So now the go-ahead run for the Blues is safe at second, and Fenn is in a 1-0 count. Now I feel like he let Ryan swing away. But we'll see. Here's a 1-0. Rinkover checks second. Now deals. Breaking pitch outside. 2-0. Rinkover steps off, forcing Esperanza to head back into second. 2-0 the count to Ryan Fenn. There's one away as Trimble struck out on 3 pitches. 2-0 to Fenn. 3rd straight breaking pitch that is missing for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. Esperanza the go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Just one away. We're in the top of the eighth here at California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California. Fenn just took ball 4. He'll take first base. There's 2 on now for Ruben Mercado. Time called, and there will be a meeting on the mound. Mercado 0 for 3 today. 2 ground outs, 1 on a sacrifice bunt, and a fly out to center. Pitching change for the Oaks, and we'll introduce you to the new arm when we come back on the other end of this break. It'll be Mercado up at the plate with 1 out in the top of the 8th in a tie ball game with 2 runners on, Esperanza at second and Fenn at first, both reaching via the walk. I'll be right back.
Check the rest with bling on, I'm complex. I never claim to have wings on. Get my Brian beats on. Whenever there's a drought, get your umbrellas out because that's when I brainstorm. You can blame Sean, but I ain't been picking the game. I just roll the dice trying to get some change. And I do it twice, ain't no sense to me. I ain't acid, I am a different man. And I can blame mine, find it, but ain't no reason why. Now batting for the Blues, number 1, Ruben Mercado.
Ruben Mercado will bat from the right side of the plate, facing the right-hander, newly inserted Brent Jacques. On to face Mercado in a tie ball game with runners on first and second. First pitch from Jacques to Mercado is high and inside, ball 1. We saw Rinkover come in and face 3 batters. He would deliver a 4-pitch walk to Esperanza, a 3-pitch strikeout of Trimble, another 4-pitch walk to Fenn. So he's taken out, and Jacques is inserted. Here's a 1-0 to Mercado, taken low for ball 2. For Jacques, 6'5", 235. Out of Cal State Los Angeles, hometown of Oxnard. Not far from here. Has only given up 1 hit this season and no earned runs in 4 full innings pitched. Delivers a 2-0 to Mercado. Taken on the outside part of the plate, strike 1. 2-1 the count now. And the time for Mercado to come through, none better than now. And on first and second in a tie ball game. And this is a biggie, of course. CCL South. Inside, ball 3, and Mercado nods his head, said, "Oh yeah, it's a good take by me." Ahead in the count, 3-1. He liked that call, and Jacques did not. Behind 3-1 to the shortstop out of San Jose State. 3-1. Mercado takes inside, and he's thinking, oof, you gave me a ball on that take. Now it's 3-2. And the count will be full. Mercado trying to pass the baton off to Cermak, possibly, if he can take ball 4. And Cermak's been swinging a much hotter bat as he's come out of his mini slump. Payoff pitch to Mercado. There's ball 4. And it was a great at-bat by Ruben to pass the baton off to Cermak. And the bases are loaded. There's 1 out, and we're tied in the top of the 8th.
Now batting number 21, Ryan Cermak.
Now the fate of the game in Cermak's hands for the Blues. And the time for him to come through, none better than now. Jacques comes in and walks Mercado. First pitch to Cermak is away ball 1. Revving it up to 88. One ball and no strikes to the leadoff hitting center fielder, Cermak, who's got a single and a double today and has also reached on a walk. Lines that one into the Oaks dugout. They celebrate. I think it was caught. They saying he's out? That was, wow. Glad everyone's okay. Line shot, and it's 1-1 to Cermak. There's 1 out, top of the 8th. We're tied at 4. Bases are loaded. Bumper-to-bumper traffic on the base paths, and Cermak trying to deliver. 1-1. Ahead in the count, 1-2 now. Is Jacques. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Esperanza at third, Fenn at second, and Mercado at first. That one's lifted out to left. Ranging back is Carrillo to make the catch, tagging, and scoring is AJ Esperanza. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Ryan Cermak. He comes through and gives the Blues the lead at 5-4.
Now batting number 15, Mason Dorado.
Did you fix the other one yet?
Cermak got to 2 strikes and put the ball in play, lofting it out to left, scoring Esperanza from third. It is the 18th RBI of Ryan Cermak's season, his third in the last 3 games. And he has fully come out of his mini slump and given the Blues the lead, passing the baton off now to Mason Grotto, who takes ball 1 from Brent Jacques. Runners are still on second and third. It's Fenn at second, Mercado at first, and Grotto at the plate, who has already plated 3 on 3 hits today. He's 3 for 4 overall. Here's the 1-0 from Jacques. It is swung on and missed, and the count will be even now at 1-1. Grotto had RBI singles in back-to-back innings in the first and second. RBI double in the 7th that would score Cermak. Cermak just gave the Blues the lead with a sac fly. It's 5-4. 1-1 to Grotto. Takes the curveball in there for strike 2. It's the same way Jacques was pitching Cermak. The breaking ball to get to 2 strikes. And we'll see what awaits Grotto in the 1-2 count. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Blues just took the lead at 5-4. 1-2. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Grotto strikes out to end the inning, but not before the Blues take the lead on a Ryan Cermak sac fly to left with the bases loaded. It is 5-4, and we will head to the bottom of the 8th. We'll see how the Oaks respond. Trailing yet again in this one. Blues plate back-to-back innings in the 7th and 8th to take the lead back at 5-4.
West Virginia, who is now
John Denver takes us to break. I'll be back with you for the bottom of the 8th here on the Blue Streaming Network. It is 5-4 in favor of San Luis Obispo.
Take me home.
New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. It's
Now batting
Jared
for
Hart.
the O's, number 5, Brendan Bobo.
And it'll be Hart facing Bobo. We have not seen Jared Hart in a couple games now. And the last time we saw him, uncharacteristically, Hart let in 4 runs on 3 hits. Only got 2 outs in what ended up being a win, 5-4. So we haven't seen him since Friday. And he's pitching again against the same team that got to him a bit. He'll deliver strike 1 on the curveball to Bobo, but Hart is inserted after Plyman. Blues took the lead 5-4. Check swing, and they'll say he held up. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now. One to Bobo. Checked his swing, but it was strike 2 anyway. Hart pitched on Friday, got a little roughed up, getting a chance to pitch against the team that scored all 4 of their runs in Friday's loss against the Blues off of Jared Hart. And after he revved that fastball up to 91, it was taken in the dirt as it got away. Bobo's in a 2-2 count now. There's no outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. And stop me if you've heard this. Blues lead 5-4. That's been the final of their last 2 ball games. The first of which coming against this team and the Saints last night. 5-4 our score as Hart strikes out Bobo looking. That's 1 out. And that'll bring TJ Foreman to the plate, who has only reached on a fielder's choice. 1 away now. Strikeout number 18 for Jared Hart. Ball 1 to Foreman. No one on and 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. Blues lead 5-4. Riding a 2-game winning streak. Playing in Thousand Oaks for the first time this year. That one's sent out to center. Cermak ranges back at the wall, and it is off the wall. Cermak has to dig it out, and rounding second and trying for third is Foreman. He's got a triple. That one threatened to leave. It'll stay in the park, but Foreman's just 90 feet away from scoring. There's 1 out, and Arrows just has to put the ball in play. Well, Foreman triples after Bobo strikes out, and now it's up to the catcher, Arose, who has an RBI single in this one already, to try and score the right fielder from third. Inside ball 1, and Hart facing adversity against this team, just like he did on Friday. They're not going to pull him, though. They're going to see if he can persevere. You're good. 1-0 the count. Sent out to left. Grotto ranging back at the track and at the wall. He lost it. Grotto couldn't make the catch. Run scores easily. We are tied at 5. And Arrows brings in Foreman. Grotto lost the ball out in left, and it dropped in. Arrows doubles, brings in Foreman. We are tied at 5. That one, not really to a fault of Hart. Arrows put the ball in play. Grotto had to battle the sun and left. Lost track of it. Run scores easily. Now the go-ahead runs at second. We're tied at 5, and it's Raul Sandoval at the plate facing Jared Hart and taking strike 1. There's still only 1 away as we're in the bottom of the 8th. But we are tied at 5, and Hart has let in another. So now 5 of his 8 earned runs on the season have come against the Conejo Oaks. That's a swinging bunt that's hit back to Hart. He will toss on to first for the out. So now there's 2 away, but in the process, Eros is safe at third as he advances on the ground out. There's 2 away now for JT Naviak, and the go-ahead run is just 90 feet away for the Conejo Oaks.
Now batting number 3, JT Naviak.
Tied at 5, and there's a quick pitching change. So Hart also in this outing, similarly to Friday, the Oaks get a run off him to tie the game. He only gets 2 outs. And there's a runner at third. It's Anson Eros. New pitcher on the mound for the Blues. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you. We're still in the bottom of the 8th. It's a brand new ball game. We're tied at 5, and the go-ahead run for the Oaks is at third base. Do not go anywhere. We'll see how this one wraps up. New pitcher on the mound is the hard-throwing right-hander Ryan Ward. First pitch at 88 is taken for ball 1 from JT Naviak, the man tasked with bringing in the possible go-ahead run for the Oaks. And that's Sandoval, who stands at third. Way high. 92 on the fastball. Sorry, it's Eros at third. Anson Eros is at third. That one's lined to Mercado at short. He'll take it, and he'll throw on to first to end the inning. So Ward comes in and strands the runner at third. He gets the key out on just 2 pitches. And we are tied heading into the top of the 9th. Oaks got to Jared Hart again. Triple and a double had us tied at 5. And the Blues will have to untie it in the top of the 9th. Every game's been close lately, and the Blues have been victorious in the past couple. We'll see if that trend continues. They've won 2 in a row, one against this team in the Conejo Oaks. Now they're playing on the Oaks home field, and they'll have the final say in the bottom of the 9th. But it will all depend on what the Blues do here in the top half. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for same pitcher, excuse me. Brent Jacques will be out and try to shut down the Blues one last time in the top of the ninth and give his team a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth. It'll be Austin Shell set to lead things off for the Blues in the top of the ninth. We are tied at 5 here in Thousand Oaks. I'll be right back. As promised, it's Austin Shell to lead off the top of the ninth, facing Brent Jacques. For the Oaks, we are tied at 5. Oaks get to Jared Hart for a second consecutive outing. Tying run scored. Go-ahead run stranded at third by Ryan Ward. He did his job getting that key out. It'll be up to Jacques to try and shut down another hot Blues bat in Austin Shell. So it's Shell, Clarkson, and Samuelson tasked with untying this game as we're in the top of the ninth. Count is 0-1 to the catcher out of Cal State Fullerton. Playing first base today, ranging over, is Brendan Bobo to make the first catch in foul ground. There's one away for TJ Clarkson.
Now batting, number 16, Trey Clarkson.
Pop up to first has one away and no one on for TJ Clarkson. This is his second at bat. In his first, he grounded out to second. Going for it all and sending it into foul ground and right again. No one can make the catch. It's a fair ball. Clarkson's going to try for 2 and be out. Two away. For Tate Samuelson now, who is 2 for 4 with 2 singles, a strikeout, pop out to the catcher. Bats with no one on and 2 outs. We are tied at 5, and Samuelson's the last chance for the Blues. First pitch from Jacques to Samuelson is in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. 2 away. Tied at 5. In the dirt. Ball 1. What looked like the 5-4 win for the Blues is not meant to be. We are tied at 5. Samuelson fouls one back against the net. It's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to Samuelson. Due up is AJ Esperanza. And if you followed us lately, you understand why I bring that up. Even with Samuelson in a 2-strike count, I'll say he held up, and it's 2-2. Two the count. Samuelson with no one on and 2 outs. We're tied at 5 here at Cal-Lu. Jacques. Ball 3 as Samuelson held up, checked his swing. Three and 2. The count is full to Tate Samuelson. He is singled in the first and third. Struck out and popped up since then. Payoff pitch. All 4. And I've got a smile on my face because here comes AJ Esperanza.
Now batting number 5, AJ Esperanza.
So here's AJ. And he has been the man in clutch hitting situations. Bats with the go-ahead run at first. He's at the plate with 2 outs and no one on. Takes a fastball outside for ball 1. AJ, of course, is the man who, with his bat, gave the Blues a 5-4 lead, 2-run bomb, bottom of the 8th on Friday night. 6 days earlier, he had a walk-off single. 1-0 Jim, because they remember what he did to him on Friday night. Samuelson took a walk, so he's safe at first. There's 2 away. AJ Esperanza getting the start at catcher. 2-0 to him. Fouls one straight. That was a pitch to hit. I think it's important to note that AJ, when he's come through in the clutch, both times, believe it or not, they were in 2-0 counts. So he swung on the 2-0. It's 2-1 as he fouled it back. 2-1 now to Esperanza. That's outside, ball 3. So will they challenge him? I suspect we won't see something that's too much in the strike zone. Justin Trimble's due up, and he struck out on 3 pitches in his last at-bat. 3-1 to Esperanza. Jacques deals. Ball 4, and it's a good at-bat by AJ. Can't fault him. Didn't get anything to really hit other than the pitch he fouled off. 5-pitch walk, and it's a walk of Samuelson and Esperanza that have them on first and second now for Justin Trimble, who pinch hit for Grant Burton.
Justin Trimble.
Burton was 0 for 3. Trimble came in and struck out on 3 pitches. The lefty now bats with men on first and second. We're tied at 5. It's the top of the 9th, and there's 2 outs. Every game for the Blues as of late has been close. A bit too close for comfort, and Trimble trying to change that. Takes outside, ball 1 from Jacques, who has not really challenged any Blues bats. And that's after getting the first 2 out. (1-0) to Trimble. There's men on first and second in a 5-5 ball game. Trimble lines one out to left, and it won't be caught. Samuelson will round third and score. Esperanza's into third and safe. Trimble is safe at second. Blues lead 6-5.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Fenn.
Fenn is at the plate. Blues just took the lead 6-5. Trimble singles in Samuelson. Esperanza safe at third. Trimble advanced to second on the throw from the outfield. Fenn's at the plate. There's 2 out. He'll take strike 1, but what a way to come through for Justin Trimble. They don't pitch to Samuelson or Esperanza. They walk both of them. Trimble comes in and singles in Samuelson to give the Blues the lead at 6-5. High ball 1. This thing isn't over. There's men at second and third now. Blues lead by 1, but how much would another insurance run do for, we suspect, Ryan Ward, who will be out to close this ball game? 1-1 to Fenn. Trimble playing the role of hero in the top of the 9th. Fenn grounds one to Bobo at first. He'll tag the bag, but not before the Blues take the lead at 6-5, and it's the latest they've done so in this one. 6-5 in a back-and-forth affair. Every time the Blues surrender the lead, they come back in the next half inning and take it. Just an absolute roller coaster of a game here on Independence Day. 6-5 our score. Blues with the lead. It is indeed the hard throwing right-hander Ryan Ward on the mound, set to close things down. Blues are 3 outs away from a third consecutive win, snapping a 3-game losing streak on the road, and gaining one more game on the team that's right behind them in the CCL South standings. And they can go into their off day a happy bunch after dropping the first 3 of this week, a chance to win the next 3. It'll be Ryan Ward set to close it and pick up the save. Oh, pick up the win, actually, because he came in when we were trailing, right?
Huh.
Ryan Ward's in line for the win. Sure is. I'll be right back after a short break. We're in the bottom of the 9th now. Ryan Ward, who's in line for the win if he's able to get 3 outs here. He'll have to face Carrillo, Burford, and the man who has homered twice, Zach Gregory. Ward delivers strike 1. And Blues just took the lead in the top of the 9th on a Justin Trimble single to left. It dropped in front of this man at the plate, Carrillo. We've seen some balls drop out and left that look like they might be caught. One proving costly as the Blues take the lead on it, 6-5. That's strike 2. 84 on the off speed from Ryan Ward, whose fastball is tops out in the upper 90s. Back-to-back off-speed pitches have him ahead in the count 0-2 versus Carrillo, who has only reached on a walk. That was back in the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 9th, 6-5 our score. Blues with the lead. 0-2 count. Here's the 3rd pitch from Ward to Carrillo. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. And now here come the heavy hitters. Reagan Burford bats with no one on and 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Every man at the plate is the possible tying run. Ward doesn't want to hear any of that. He's 2 outs away from a win and 2 outs away from giving the Blues their 3rd consecutive win as they continue to climb in the CCL Southern standings. That first pitch is a bit inside for ball 1.
It took 7 hours, which is only like 15 hours.
1-0 to Burford. Leadoff hitting DH. That one's inside.
The lady that
Ball 2.
worked at a place in Moore Park, they like closed down from COVID, so she can't go back. So now she
2-0. In the dirt. Ball 3.
it's the same one as the like right around there. So she used to
3 balls, no strikes.
they couldn't make it, I guess. So then
Righty on righty. Ward deals to Burford. There's strike 1.
yeah, okay.
Here's all the encouragement from the dugout of the Blues. Ward set to shut things down. In the bottom of the 9th, there's 1 away. Here's a 3-1 to Burford. That's high ball 4. So Burford will walk, and now the tying run is on first base. And that'll bring the man who is responsible for 3 of the 5 Oaks runs today, courtesy of 2 home runs, a solo shot, and a 2-run bomb. They were his first 2 of the season. His average coming in, I'll say it again, 174. He's gone deep twice. He reached on a walk back in the 7th, and he's the go-ahead run at the plate. Ward versus Gregory, and it kind of felt like it all had to come down to this. 84 miles an hour on the off speed is away for ball 1. So Burford walked. He's safe at first. And it's Gregory at the plate in a 1-0 count versus Ryan Ward in line for the win. Blues, who just took the lead, 6-5 lead. We're now in the bottom of the 9th, though. Throw over to first. Checks on Burford.
Is this the first time you've heard? I've gone through it all. It's his go-to here, I guess.
1 ball, no strikes to the second baseman, Zach Gregory. Ward deals. Runner taken off for second. It's in there for a strike. Throw in from Esperanza. Got him. What a throw from AJ. Burford was trying to steal after walking and get himself in scoring position. Esperanza, who makes another clutch play, that time with his throwing arm, gunning the man out at second. Esperanza comes through again in the clutch, that time with a throw out of Burford trying to steal at second. Now a 1-1 count. There's 2 away. Dealing to Gregory. It's outside ball 2. Gregory's now the tying run at the plate. It's 6-5. Blues with the lead. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Blues' first time playing at Calu here in Thousand Oaks, California. Second time playing the Oaks in 3 days. That's outside ball 3. And now Ward will have to deliver a 3-1 pitch to the man who's homered twice. And that 2-run bomb back in the 5th, that was hit a long way. 3-1 from Ward to Gregory. In there for strike 2, counts full. Ward's a strike away from the win. It is 6-5. Count is full. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. And this was, Blues were ready to go crazy if that was called strike 3. Instead, it's Grant Smith, who is oh for 4. So walks of Burford and Gregory. Burford was caught stealing. He was the second out. That pitch is high and inside ball 1. So it's Gregory at first. He just walked. That brings Grant Smith to the plate. He's the go-ahead run. We're not worried about that, though. Blues are not away from the win. They lead 6-5. We're in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch is in there for a strike. DHing, you're right. That's ball 2. Two and 1 to Grant Smith. Tying run on first. That one is hit out to right center. It is caught. The game is over. A fly out to right ends things in the bottom of the 9th. Blues take the lead on a Justin Trimble single in the top half of the inning, and they win 6-5. It is their 3rd consecutive win. It is their 3rd consecutive win by 1 run. They win this one 6-5. They beat the Oaks for the 2nd time in 3 days. And every game this week, this weekend was a close one. It was a really fun Friday, Saturday, and Sunday following a tough Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Blues lost the first 3 games this week, all on the road, and all very uncharacteristically. They completely bounced back and win 3 key games in conference in the CCL South and are now in sole possession of second place in the CCL South. They will welcome the team that's in first place for an even bigger 2-game set. The Santa Barbara Foresters will be in town Tuesday in Sinsheimer. We'll have first pitch for you at 6 p.m. right here on the Blue Streaming Network. Until then, Blues win their 3rd consecutive game and will head into their off day with a lot of confidence. They'll play Santa Barbara for the 2nd time this year, this time at home, and we'll have it for you. I'm Zach Ebrahim saying so long for statistician Max Lober and everyone with the Blues. We appreciate you so much for joining us here on this Independence Day. Happy July 4th. Enjoy any fireworks you see tonight. Blues get the win, and the rest of your day should be just fine after that. 6-5 the final. Blues get the win. It is their 16th win in 21 games. We're officially halfway done with this season. It is flying by because we're having such a good time. And so long, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. We'll do the same. And happy 4th.